I was at the title company signing as co-guarantor on her gym studio lease. $25,000 of personal liability to help her open her business. When a text arrived from her that read, "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you inside me. When can we do that again? Miss you already, baby," followed immediately by, "Oh my God, wrong person, delete that please." Hey friends, please subscribe and turn on notifications, like this video, and leave a comment with your impressions. This will be a great help. Thank you. We never tire of reminding you. It's all thanks to you. Tucson in late May runs hot enough that the desert stops pretending to be anything other than what it is. Temperatures pushing toward triple digits by noon. The Catalina Mountains shimmering in the heat haze. Everyone organizing their lives around air conditioning and shade. I'm 34, own a small restaurant in downtown Tucson called Mesquite and Salt. Southwestern cuisine with modern techniques. The kind of place that took me 8 years to build, from a food truck to a brick-and-mortar business with actual investors and a lease and employees depending on me. Jenna is 29, works as a personal trainer at a big box gym while building her client base to eventually open her own boutique fitness studio. Driven, energetic, always talking about functional training and mobility work and the personalized approach she wanted to offer once she had her own space. We'd been together for 2 years and 2 months, living together in a house I rented near the university for the past year. Talked about the future in concrete terms, not just vague someday plans, but actual discussions about building businesses together, supporting each other's growth. The gym studio situation had been her focus for the past 4 months. She'd found a perfect space in a developing area near Campbell and River, 1,200 square feet, good parking, reasonable rent. She wanted to create a high-end personal training studio, small group classes, one-on-one coaching. The kind of business that could scale if done right. The landlord required a personal guarantor on the commercial lease, standard for a new business with no credit history. The lease was 3 years, $4,200 a month, which meant the personal guarantor would be liable for up to $150,000 if the business failed and couldn't pay rent. But realistically, the way these things worked, the guarantor's actual exposure was usually around 6 months' rent, about $25,000, before the landlord would evict and release the space. Jenna didn't have anyone who could guarantee that amount. Her parents were retired on fixed income. Her brother was barely making it himself. She'd asked me 3 weeks ago, "Would you be willing to co-sign?" I know it's a lot to ask, but I wouldn't ask if I didn't believe in this business. And in us. I'd thought about it carefully. $25,000 of potential liability wasn't nothing. But Jenna was smart, disciplined, had a solid business plan. She'd already lined up 10 committed clients who'd prepaid for packages once she opened. The numbers worked, and we were building a future together. Helping her launch her business made sense. I'd agreed. We'd scheduled the lease signing for today, Tuesday, May 28th, 2 p.m. at the title company that handled commercial leases. That Tuesday, I'd left the restaurant at 1:30, left my sous chef Marcus in charge of prep for dinner service. Drove to the title company office on Oracle Road. Jenna was supposed to meet me there, but had texted 20 minutes earlier, running late. Personal training client went over. "I'll be there by 2:15, so sorry." I'd arrived right at 2. The title officer, a woman named Sandra, had the paperwork ready. "We can get started on your portion while we wait for Ms. Chun," she'd said. "You're signing as personal guarantor, so there's quite a bit to review." She'd walked me through the documents. The lease terms, the guarantor agreement, the specific liabilities I was accepting, the conditions under which I could be held responsible. Standard stuff, but important. I'd read everything carefully. Learn from the restaurant business to never sign anything without understanding exactly what you're agreeing to. We were on page 7 of 12, Sandra explaining the default and remedy clauses, when my phone buzzed. Text from Jenna. I glanced at it reflexively, in case it was her saying she'd be even later. The message read, "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you inside me. When can we do that again? Miss you already, baby." I stared at the screen. Read it again. Then another text arrived, 2 seconds later. "Oh my God, wrong person, delete that please." Then, "Blake, I'm so sorry that wasn't for you." Then, "Please delete it." Then my phone started ringing. Jenna calling. I was sitting across from Sandra, holding a pen, staring at my phone. Sandra noticed my expression. "Everything okay?" I held up a finger. Answered the call. Put it on speaker. "Blake, please." I'm so sorry. That text wasn't meant for you. Who was it meant for? It was. I was. Please just delete it. I'll explain everything when I get there. Who was it meant for? Silence on the other end. Jenna, I'm sitting in a title company about to guarantee $25,000 of your business lease. I just received a very explicit text from you that you immediately said was meant for someone else. Who was it meant for? Blake, please, not over the phone. Let me come there and explain. Answer the question, or I'm walking out of this office right now without signing anything. I heard her breathing, shaky, close to crying. It was meant for Ethan. Ethan. I knew that name. Ethan Reyes. Her ex-boyfriend from her early 20s. They dated for 3 years before breaking up when she moved to Tucson for a training certification about 6 years ago. She'd mentioned him maybe 4 times total in 2 years together, always in past tense, always as someone she'd moved on from completely. Your ex-boyfriend Ethan? Yes. The one you dated 6 years ago? Yes. When did you see him last night? Blake, please, I can explain everything. When did you see Ethan last night, Jenna? He was in Tucson for work. We met for dinner. It turned into more than dinner. I made a terrible mistake. I sat there processing this. Sandra was trying very hard to look at her computer screen and pretend she wasn't hearing any of this. You slept with him last night. Yes. I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. And this morning you sent him a text about how incredible it was and how you can't wait to do it again. I wasn't thinking clearly. It was just. Where does Ethan live? Phoenix. Is he still there? In Tucson. He left this morning. He was only here overnight for a client meeting. So you slept with your ex-boyfriend from Phoenix last night, sent him an explicit text this morning about how much you enjoyed it, and were planning to meet me here at 2 p.m. to have me sign a personal guarantee for $25,000 on your business lease. It wasn't like that. The lease signing was already scheduled. I wasn't trying to. Weren't trying to what? Weren't trying to have me financially commit to your business the day after you fucked your ex-boyfriend? Sandra's eyes went wide. She started gathering papers like maybe she should leave the room. Blake, please, just let me get there and we can talk about this properly. There's nothing to talk about. I'm not signing this lease. What? No. Blake, please, I need this. The landlord won't accept the lease without a guarantor. Then find another guarantor. Or find Ethan. Maybe he'll guarantee your lease. Ethan doesn't have that kind of money. Blake, please, this is my business, my dream. Your dream that you were pursuing while cheating on me with your ex-boyfriend. Not my problem. I made one mistake. One night. Please don't punish my entire business because of one mistake. I'm not punishing anything. I'm just not guaranteeing $25,000 for someone who was sleeping with someone else last night. Pretty basic decision-making. Blake. I hung up. Looked at Sandra. I'm not signing the guarantee. Sorry for wasting your time. I understand completely, Sandra said quietly. Do you need a minute? No. I'm good. Is there any paperwork I need to sign to formally withdraw? No. You just don't sign the guarantee. Without your signature, the lease can't proceed. Ms. Chin will need to find another guarantor or the landlord won't approve the lease. Perfect. Thank you for your time, Sandra. I walked out to my truck. Sat in the parking lot in the Tucson heat with the AC blasting, staring at my phone. Read the text again. Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you inside me. When can we do that again? Miss you already, baby. Meant for Ethan. Sent to me by accident less than 12 hours after she'd slept with him. I drove. Not back to the restaurant. Not home. Just drove through Tucson trying to process what had just happened. Eventually ended up at Saguaro National Park, walking a trail in the brutal afternoon heat, sweating through my shirt, letting the desert sun burn some clarity into my brain. After about an hour, I was ready to think clearly. I got back in my truck and did what I always do when a system in my restaurant breaks. I diagnosed the full extent of the problem before deciding how to fix it. Opened my text thread with Jenna. Scrolled back through recent messages with fresh eyes. All the times she'd said she was training a late client, or doing a workshop, or meeting a potential client for coffee. How many of those had been lies? I looked at yesterday. Monday. She'd texted me at 6 p.m. Client ran late. Going to grab dinner solo near the gym. See you at home around 9. Love you. She'd come home around 9:30. I'd been testing a new dessert recipe for the restaurant. Barely looked up when she came in. She'd kissed my cheek. Said she was exhausted. went to shower, and went to bed. She'd been with Ethan. The client running late was her meeting him for dinner. The dinner that turned into more than dinner. While I'd been working on desserts, she'd been sleeping with her ex-boyfriend. And this morning she'd sent him an explicit text about how incredible it was. Then planned to meet me at 2 p.m. to have me guarantee her business lease. My phone was blowing up. Texts from Jenna. I ignored them. Instead, I called my attorney, the one who'd helped with my restaurant lease and business formation. Carlos, it's Blake. Quick question about commercial lease guarantees. If I was supposed to sign as guarantor today, but didn't, and the tenant can't find another guarantor, what happens? The lease doesn't proceed. The landlord won't accept a lease without the required guarantee. The tenant would need to find another space or another guarantor. And if they've already given notice at their current job based on this lease starting, that's their problem, not yours. You're under no obligation to guarantee anything until you actually sign the documents. If you didn't sign, you're not committed to anything. That's what I thought. Thanks, Carlos. I drove home to the house Jenna and I rented together. Her car wasn't there. She was probably still trying to figure out what to do about the lease situation. I went inside and started packing her things. Methodically, systematically. Clothes, toiletries, training equipment, supplements, her laptop, and files. Everything that was clearly hers went into boxes and bags. Took me about 2 hours. 14 boxes, 6 bags. Put it all in the living room. Then I changed the Wi-Fi password, changed the security code on the front door lock. We had a smart lock that I controlled through an app. My phone kept buzzing. Texts from Jenna. I finally read them. Blake, please talk to me. I know I fucked up, but we can work through this. Please don't throw away 2 years over one mistake. I love you. I was confused. Ethan just showed up and old feelings came back. Please just let me explain in person. Are you really not signing the lease? Blake, the landlord needs an answer by end of day, or I lose the space. Please, I need you to sign the guarantee. We can deal with us later, but I need this space. That last text told me everything I needed to know about her priorities. I texted back. Your stuff is packed. You can pick it up tomorrow between noon and 2 p.m. After that, it goes to the curb. Don't try to come before then. I changed the door code. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted, where am I supposed to go? I replied, Ethan's place in Phoenix. Or a hotel. Or your parents. Not my problem. Blake, please don't do this. You did this. Last night. With Ethan. I'm just responding to information you accidentally gave me. It was one mistake. One mistake you were planning to hide from me while having me guarantee your business lease. That's not a mistake. That's a strategy. My phone rang again. I blocked her number. Then I did what I should have done before agreeing to guarantee anything. I verified everything. Opened Jenna's Instagram. Her account was public for business reasons. She posted workout content to attract clients. Started scrolling with completely different eyes. Found a post from yesterday morning. Photo of her in workout clothes at the gym. Caption about crushing Monday training sessions. 23 likes, normal engagement. But in the comments, someone named at Ethan Reyes had commented, can't wait to see you tonight, fire. She'd replied, same, smiling face with smiling eyes. This was Monday morning, before she'd told me her client was running late, and she was grabbing dinner solo. She'd been planning to see Ethan all day. I clicked through to Ethan's profile. Recent posts showed him around Phoenix, at a CrossFit gym, at coffee shops, normal stuff. His bio, Phoenix, sales manager, fitness enthusiast. Scrolled back through his posts. Found one from 3 weeks ago. Photo of him and Jenna at what looked like a hiking trail. Both in athletic gear, sweaty, smiling, close together. Caption from Ethan, best hiking partner. Tucson trails hit different with the right company. Jenna had commented, always better with you. Next time let's do Sabino. Flex biceps. 3 weeks ago. She'd been seeing him for at least 3 weeks. I kept scrolling. Found more evidence going back months. Photos of them together at various Tucson and Phoenix locations. Sometimes just the two of them, sometimes in groups. Coffee shops, restaurants, gyms, hiking trails. 4 months ago, photo of them at a restaurant in Phoenix. 2 months ago, them at a concert. 6 weeks ago, at a climbing gym together. She'd been seeing Ethan regularly for months. This wasn't one mistake. This was an ongoing relationship. I took screenshots of everything. Every post, every comment, every piece of evidence. Then I checked our shared calendar. We used Google Calendar to coordinate schedules since I worked restaurant hours, and she worked early mornings and evenings. Pulled up the past 3 months. Cross-referenced the dates of Ethan's Instagram posts with her calendar entries. The pattern was obvious. Every time she'd blocked out evening workshop or client dinner or training certification review, there was a corresponding Instagram post or comment showing her with Ethan. She'd been using fake calendar entries to cover the time she spent with him. My phone started ringing from a different number. Probably Jenna calling from someone else's phone since I'd blocked her. I didn't answer. A voicemail notification appeared. I listened to it. Blake, it's me. I'm calling from my mom's phone because you blocked me. Please, I'm begging you, just sign the lease guarantee. I already gave notice at my gym. My last day is Friday. If I don't have the new studio space, I have nothing. No job, no business, nothing. Please don't destroy my career because you're hurt about Ethan. I made a mistake with him, but that doesn't mean I should lose everything. Please call me back. I deleted the voicemail. The contact attempts continued over the next few days. Wednesday, Jenna showed up at my restaurant during lunch service. I saw her through the kitchen window, talking to my host. I sent Marcus out to tell her I wasn't available and she needed to leave. She waited outside for an hour. Eventually left when I didn't come out. Thursday, her mother called. Blake, this is Patricia, Jenna's mother. I don't know what happened between you two, but Jenna says you're refusing to help with her business lease, and now she's lost the space and has no job. Can you please reconsider? Did Jenna tell you why I'm not signing the lease? She said you had a fight. She slept with her ex-boyfriend Monday night, sent him an explicit text Tuesday morning about how much she enjoyed it, and accidentally sent it to me instead. Then expected me to guarantee $25,000 for her business 2 hours later. Long silence. She told me it was just a fight about the lease terms. She lied to you, just like she's been lying to me for months. I had no idea. I'm so sorry, Blake. Not your fault, but I'm not signing the lease. Friday, text from Ethan's number. Blake, this is Ethan. Jenna gave me your number. I want you to know I didn't mean to cause problems. She told me you two were broken up. I replied, when did she tell you we were broken up? A few months ago. She said you were just roommates now, but hadn't figured out the living situation yet. We were living together as a couple. We shared a bed. I was planning to propose to her this summer. She lied to you too. Jesus. I'm sorry, man. Are you still seeing her? No. After she told me the truth about you still being together, I ended it. I don't do that kind of thing. Good luck with everything. Saturday, long email from Jenna. Subject, please read this. Detailed explanation of how Ethan had come back into her life a few months ago, how old feelings had resurfaced, how she'd been confused about what she wanted, how she'd made terrible choices, how the thing Monday night was supposed to be goodbye to him, how she'd realized after that she wanted me, not him, how the lease falling through had made her lose everything, how she was moving back in with her parents and starting over. I didn't reply, just archived it. By mid-June, I was completely reset. The house felt like mine again. I'd rearranged furniture, changed some things around, made it clear this was my space. The restaurant stayed busy. Summer in Tucson meant fewer tourists, but locals supported us, and I'd been working on a new menu focused on lighter, seasonal items that worked better in the heat. Started taking a Greek cooking class on my 1 day off per week, learned proper moussaka, spanakopita, avgolemono soup. The layering and technique was meditative. Late June, I ran into Jenna's former coworker Rachel at a farmer's market. Blake, how are you? I heard what happened with Jenna. I'm good. You? I'm okay. I don't know if you heard, but Jenna ended up taking a job at a different big box gym. Had to start over as a regular trainer again, lost all her premium clients. And she's living with her parents in Marana, commuting 45 minutes each way. That's rough. She really destroyed her life over that guy. Lost you. Lost her business opportunity, lost her independence. Everyone at the gym knows what happened. Her reputation is pretty much shot. Choices have consequences. You seem like you're doing really well, though. Restaurant looks busy every time I drive by. We're doing great. Best summer we've had. Early July, I was at the restaurant doing inventory after closing when Jenna walked in. It was almost midnight. The kitchen was clean. I was alone doing counts. She stood in the doorway of the kitchen. Blake. Hi. Jenna, we're closed. I know. I saw your truck outside. I was hoping we could talk. There's nothing to talk about. Please, just 5 minutes. I looked at her. She looked different, thinner, tired. wearing gym chain-branded clothing instead of the boutique fitness gear she used to prefer. 5 minutes. Then you leave. She came into the kitchen, stood on the other side of the prep table from me. I wanted to say I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not just about losing you, but about lying to you for months. About Ethan. About using you for the lease guarantee while cheating on you. Okay. That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say, Jenna? You laid out the situation pretty clearly with that accidental text. Everything after that was just details. I lost everything. The studio space, my job, you, my independence. I'm living with my parents at 30 years old and starting over from nothing. You didn't lose everything. You traded it. You traded our relationship and your business opportunity for a hookup with your ex-boyfriend. It wasn't just a hookup. I had real feelings for him. Great. Then it was a fair trade. You got what you wanted. Except he ended things once he found out I'd been lying to him too about us still being together. So you lost him, and you lost me, and you lost the business. Sounds like you made some poor choices. Her eyes filled with tears. Do you have any idea how hard it is to start over at 30 with nothing? Living with my parents? Working at a chain gym for $15 an hour? Having everyone in the fitness community know what I did? I have some idea. I started this restaurant from a food truck when I was 26. Worked 80-hour weeks for 3 years. Built it from nothing. So yeah, I know about starting over. The difference is I didn't blow up something good to chase something that wasn't real. I know I fucked up. I know I don't deserve another chance. I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry and that I realize now what I lost. I appreciate you saying that. Is there any possibility? No, Jenna. You didn't even let me finish. I don't need to. The answer is no to whatever you were going to ask. No, we're not getting back together. No, I'm not signing your lease guarantee if you find another space. No, I'm not interested in staying friends. No to all of it. Why? Because that text message told me everything I needed to know about who you actually are when you think no one's watching. You slept with Ethan Monday night, sent him an explicit text Tuesday morning, and planned to have me guarantee your business lease Tuesday afternoon without telling me about any of it. That's who you are. I'm not interested in building anything with someone like that. She didn't argue, just stood there crying. You should go, I said. She walked out. I finished my inventory, closed up the restaurant, drove home through the quiet Tucson night. The house was cool and peaceful. I made Greek lemon chicken, recipe from the cooking class, careful attention to marinade time and temperature. Ate it while reviewing next week's reservations and planning some new menu items. Later, I sat on my back patio looking at the stars. The $25,000 I hadn't committed to Jenna's lease was still safely in my accounts. No complications, no guarantees I'd have to pay off, no ties to someone who demonstrated exactly who they were. I didn't feel triumphant about Jenna's situation. I felt clear about the decision I'd made. Running a restaurant had taught me that timing is everything. The difference between a perfect dish and a ruined one is often just a few seconds. That accidental text had arrived at exactly the right moment. Seconds before I would have signed documents that would have tied me to her financially for 3 years. A few minutes later, and I would have guaranteed her lease before finding out about Ethan. Instead, I'd found out at exactly the moment when I could still walk away clean. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt whole. When you're literally about to sign a personal guarantee for $25,000 and an explicit text arrives from your partner that was clearly meant for someone else, do you sign the papers anyway, or do you walk away immediately? Share your perspective in the comments.